Marriage is always God's idea, not man's idea. Naghanap ba si Adam ng asawa? Lumuhod ba si Adam sa Diyos? Sabi niya, Lord, hindi ako happy. Bigyan mo ako ng partner. He did not look for a partner. He did not look for a wife. It was so. It was God who understands that it is not good for a man to be alone. Amen? That's why he said, I'm going to make him a suitable helper. The first principle we have to understand about marriage, it is always God's idea. And every one of us is designed for relationship because it's never good for us to be alone. We are never created to be alone. We are always created by God for the other. Kaya sinasabi ko, you cannot live out your Christian life by isolating yourself. Hindi na ako magsisimba, Father. Meron naman akong Bible. Sa bahay lang ako magpe-pray. Kasi sa simbahan, nasaan ako eh. So magtago ka na lang dun sa bahay mo. And just live alone. That is not Christianity. Because from the beginning, God Himself already established it is not good for you to be alone. Amen? Amen. We can never grow in our Christian life if we continue to live with that mindset, I am going to be alone. No. Kaya nga, may simbahan tayo. We have a church, we have a community, because we have to learn to live together, live out our Christian life, not for yourself, but for each other. Do you understand what I'm saying? God did not create us to become individuals. Yeah, we have our individual rights. We have our individual preferences. I respect that. But that is not who we are. God created us for each other. That we relate to one another. We grow together as a community. He sets the solitary into families. Amen? Diyan pa lang dapat natin maintindihan yan. Marriage is God's idea. Why? Because He designed man to live as a family. Not to live alone, not to be isolated, but to live together. Yan ang disenyo ng Diyos sa atin. Amen? Now the second thing we have to understand, in this relationship between man and woman, when God created the woman, God took him out of the rib of a man. Amen? Sabi nga ng isang pari, hindi siya kinuha doon sa paa para apak-apakan siya ng asawa niya. No. Woman was not taken from the head of the man so that she will rule over the man. No. She was taken the side of the man so that side by side they will live out their family life together. Side by side. To live side by side means that every man should always see his wife as his equal. Amen? Woman should also see her husband as her equal. Equal kayo. We are all equal in the sight of God. This is thing about marriage because sometimes people don't get it. Pagpasok nila sa isang relasyon, may mga lalaki kaagad, ng isip talaga nila, lamang sila sa asawa nila. They are ahead, on top, and number one compared to their wives. That is not the case. In marriage, God designed marriage for man and woman to be side by side, equal. Yun lang, ang babae kasi, may mga trabaho yung babae. Sometimes women have work in the home na akala natin dahil yan ang ginagawa niya, mas mababa siya. No! Minsan at home, yung naguhugas ng pinggan, yung nanay, tagalinis ng bahay, yung nanay, paligo sa mga bata, yung nanay. Yung nanay talaga mas mababa? Hindi po. Yun ang trabaho niya. But the work, the chores that a mother does not make her inferior to the husband. They're always equal. There are several times in the Bible na ginamit yung word na helpmeet, helper. When God created the woman, He took her by the side of the man and sabi niya, she will be your helper. Ngayon, yung pagkaintindi natin, pagkatulong ka, ang baba ng tingin natin pagkatulong. But in the Bible, when God talks about a helper, someone who would help you, someone who would assist you, someone who will be there to help you in your responsibilities. Pag sinabi ng Diyos, helper, hindi ibig sabihin na mas mababa yan sa'yo. It is not good for a man to be alone, and so God decided, I'm going to make her a suitable helper for him. Do you know that the word helper in Hebrew is used many times? Several times ginamit yung word na yan na helper sa Bible. But it always refers to God. God is your helper. Many times, nakalimutan ko na, Saint Cyril, ilang times yon? I think it was 7 times. 7 times ginamit yung word na yan na helper sa Bible, and it all refers to God. Pag sinabing help, Diyos yan. The word helper in Hebrew refers to God. But there is only one time lang na ginamit yung word na yan, helper. It is used in Genesis. Your wife is your helper. So nakita nyo? Ang word na yan, helper, ginamit sa asawa, yan din yung word na ginagamit sa Diyos. Is your wife? No, she is not inferior. So when you talk of marriage, you're talking about God's idea. You're talking about God who is calling two individuals who are equal. No one is superior. Both are equal in the sight of God. Maari siguro yung husband mo hindi nakapagtapos ng college. Maybe your wife hindi nakapag-aral. But in that family, the wife and the husband, they're always equal in the sight of God. Amen. Nauunawaan nyo ba? The second thing, in marriage, it is God who calls for people in marriage. It is a calling, it is a vocation from God. Marriage is a vocation. Kaya sinasabi sa Bible, what God has joined together, let no man separate that. Because it is a vocation. If you are married, you are called, your wife is called to be with you, and you are to be together. It is God who called people to marriage. Amen? Ito na yung Alam mo, Father, nung nag-asawa ko, hindi ako nagdasal sa Diyos. Nung nakita ko yung asawa ko, talagang napakaganda ng asawa ko. Nagustuhan ko kaagad siya. At linigawan ko siya. Nung niligawan ko siya, Father, nung sinagot ako, ay di ko na pinatagal. Inanyaya ko na kaagad magpakasal. Kaya, Father, talaga Ako yun, akong pumili sa asawa ko. Sa palagay mo lang yan. Sometimes we think dahil tayong namili, tayo yung nangligaw, akala natin atin yan. Hindi po. It is always God. Mari ikaw nangligaw. Maring type na type mo yung asawa mo. Crush na crush mo. Sir Lucy, di ba? Oh. Guwapo kasi, di ba? Oh. Maring crush mo siya. Maring nagustuhan mo siya. Na-attract ka sa kanya. Niligawan ka. Sumagot ka kaagad. But you know what? It was God all along who called you together. Ang wag kalimutan ng mag-asawa. Wag yung sabihin na walang pakialam ang Diyos dito. Ako ta nagpili karon bukon. Wa ka pa natapiya sa nakatalana ot aron. Amen. What God has joined together, let no man separate. Bakit? Bakit hindi pwedeng ipaghiwalay? Kung ano yung pinagdugtong ng Diyos, God has joined together, let no man separate, because that is a call from God. And it holds true the other way. What God has not joined, please, huwag niyong pilitin na talagang ipagsama niyo. Huwag tinawag ng Diyos. It holds true also. What God has not joined, we should separate that. Amen? Amen? Kaya may mga lalaki minsan, nagka-counseling sa akin. Sabi niya, mahal ko yung asawa ko, Father, pero may na-meet kasi ako na nagpatibok talaga ng puso ko. Alam mo, Father, hindi ko mat sa asawa ko. Na-meet ko na babae ngayon talagang, Father, lumiwanag ang buhay ko. Anong advice mo sa akin? Etong advice ko, tigilan mo na. Hindi yan ang pinag-isa ng Diyos sa iyo. Amen? And what God has not called and joined together, please, separate it. You have your wife. Your husband is the person that God has called you to be joined together. Amen? Okay. Etong kagandahan yan. The beauty of that truth is this. Yung pagmamahal mo sa asawa mo, yung pagmamahal ng asawa sa kanyang husband, it may be human love. It may be human affection. You know? Yung pag-ibig sa bawat na mag-asawa. Yes, it is the peak of human love. That is why God in marriage invites the husband and the wife to join their love together in the love of God. No family is perfect because there is no perfect marriage. There are no perfect people. The human love that the husband and the wife have together is not perfect. And so God enters the picture. That's why the husband, the wife, hindi naman perfect ang love nila dahil hindi sila perfect. Pero yung pag-ibig nila sa bawat isa, yan ay kinoconnect nila sa pag-ibig ng Diyos. And when that love that the husband and wife have for each other is so connected to the love of God, you know what happens? That love, not perfect, but it is so strong. It is so strong that it can last forever. Kaya ang tanong, meron bang forever? Meron po. Meron talaga. Amen.